Imagine changing your clock 11 times. Russia is the largest country on Earth. It stretches across 11 different time zones. When one city is waking up, another is already asleep. That's why Russia has one of the strangest time systems on Earth. One country, 11 different times.
This ocean is absolutely massive. The Pacific Ocean covers nearly 1/3 of Earth's surface. It's larger than all of Earth's continents combined, and hidden beneath it is the deepest place on Earth, the Mariana Trench. The Pacific isn't just an ocean, it's practically another world. Almost nobody lives here. Canada is the second largest country on Earth, but over 90% of Canadians live near the US border. The North is freezing, remote, and incredibly difficult to live in. That's why most of Canada remains almost completely empty. Only 14 kilometers. No bridge. Europe and Africa are only about 14 kilometers apart. So why hasn't anyone built a bridge? Because the water is extremely deep, powerful currents flow below, and the region experiences earthquakes. Building a bridge here would be one of the hardest engineering projects on Earth. Maybe one day, but for now, the two continents stay connected only by sea and air. What if Russia took over the world? The world's biggest country would suddenly become even more powerful. Global trade, travel, and rules could change dramatically in this fictional scenario, but managing billions of people across different cultures would be nearly impossible. That's why this is just a fun what-if idea, not reality.
One entire country keeps disappearing from world maps, and it's completely real. It's New Zealand, and many maps accidentally leave it out. Because it's far away in the South Pacific, map designers sometimes crop it out by mistake. Even famous companies have published maps without New Zealand. There's even an online community dedicated to finding these missing maps. That's why New Zealand is called the country that keeps disappearing from maps. One entire country keeps disappearing from world maps, and it's completely real. It's New Zealand, and many maps accidentally leave it out. Because it's far away in the South Pacific, map designers sometimes crop it out by mistake. Even famous companies have published maps without New Zealand. There's even an online community dedicated to finding these missing maps. That's why New Zealand is called the country that keeps disappearing from maps. Australia is almost as big as the USA, so why do only 27 million people live there? Almost 90% of Australians live near the coast. That's because most of the center is extremely hot, dry, and covered by the outback. Water is scarce, temperatures can be extreme, and building large cities there is difficult. So most people choose to live in the cooler, greener coastal cities instead. That's why Australia is one of the world's biggest countries, but one of the least populated. One country is so huge, it stretches across 11 time zones. Russia is the largest country on Earth, covering over 17 million square kilometers. It's so wide that sunrise reaches the east almost 10 hours before the west. Russia stretches across both Europe and Asia, covering 2 continents. That's why traveling across Russia can take several days by train. That's what makes Russia one of the most incredible countries on Earth.
The USA once tried to buy the world's biggest island, but got rejected. Yes, America wanted to buy Greenland from Denmark. Also has valuable minerals and huge natural resources beneath the ice. Denmark refused the offer. Greenland was never for sale. America never got Greenland, and it still belongs to the Kingdom of Denmark today. If the USA and Canada ever faced each other, who would actually win? The United States has a much larger military, population, and defense budget. Canada is enormous, with forests, mountains, and harsh winters that make moving across the country difficult. But in reality, this will almost certainly never happen because the two countries are close allies and partners. So this is only a hypothetical question. In the real world, the USA and Canada work together, not against each other.
Almost every continent has flights crossing it. So why do most planes avoid Antarctica? Antarctica is the coldest and most remote continent on Earth. There are very few airports where planes can safely land in an emergency. The extreme cold and unpredictable weather make flying much more difficult. Long routes over Antarctica are usually less practical than other flight paths. That's why most commercial airlines choose safer and more efficient routes instead.